Hey, what's up? Let's go. Then you get up and walk into the water. Now you feel what water is and what it is like. You feel you feel through direct sensation that water is liquid, that it flows about your body, and you feel its temperature without measuring it. You can splash about in the water, make little ripples, or even big waves with your hands and arms. That is concentration in terms of feeling. Feeling to be, okay? In complete concentration, however, three, there comes the moment when you cease to be a being separated from water. You merge and coalesce with the water and no longer have a human body. You have become the water. Now, now you no longer need to think about water and its various properties. Neither do you need to feel what water is and what it is like. On the contrary, you are now water. Concentration, being it. No, I'm actually skipped the line. On the contrary, you are now water yourself. Complete concentration means becoming identical with the object of concentration, being it. Being. In the two previous phases of concentration, you are separated, whereas in this third and last phase, the condition of being, you experience complete unity. Then, as the consequence, become understanding and complete recognition from within. Of course, your body hasn't turned into water, but in your consciousness, you experience the state. Which watch the people around you. You'll notice some are constantly thinking, constantly they are constantly talking about love and goodness, wearing sweet smiles of smugness, and trying to show others on all possible occasions that they are loving and good, but only on the outside. They wear the mask of love and goodness, but when it comes to deeds, they reveal their selfishness because they are selfish. Another person may never talk about goodness and never think that he wants to be good, but everything he thinks, says, and does comes forth out of goodness because he himself is goodness. A person doesn't think about what he is, nor does he feel it, simply because he is what he is. He doesn't need to speak about it. Everything he thinks, says, and does is the expression of what he is, the manifestation of his own being. So everything you want to be within yourself, or what you push forward to be throughout your life, or the real version of yourself, who you are to be, that that's what you should portray, or not just portray, but really just be of just being of thyself. Not just doing something because everybody else is doing it, because you'll find other people not being themselves because they don't feel like themselves is being cool. So it's like another case of the ego. The ego again is can really get you in trouble. Now comes the most difficult task of all. Concentrate on yourself. Now comes the most difficult task of all. Concentrate on yourself. First, reflect and consider what you are. Then feel what you are. Finally, you must be what you are. For you to have become conscious here on earth, you have had to leave your true self and enter into your intellect and feelings. So far, you have only been able to think and feel what you are, but you have never been able to be what you are. Observe observe the people around you, and you will see that they are not their real selves. On the contrary, they are always identifying themselves with thoughts, feelings, and roles that roles they are playing here on earth. They have fallen out of their real selves and become pretenders, people living in a world of make believe. And so you have like these social media sites and people trying to uphold an image in order to save face. But when you get around certain people or these certain people or that that's doing these things, like it doesn't, what I'm saying. That's why I've never had a social media. All I had was Google Plus. I just felt like that was just a lot of trouble, oncoming trouble, bringing onto yourself pretty much. Because you always feel like you got to uphold something. If you being yourself, how can somebody tell you you're being fake if you're always being yourself? Only in the eyes of very small children can you still see the sparkle, the light of real being. As its intellect awakens, the child begins to identify itself with its onward person, getting more and more removed from its divine, true self. And all the while, the person, as we think about him, is only a mask through which the true self, the great invisible one, your higher guardian angel, which is really you, is like you hiding that person, who you really want to be and who you really are, but you have to save face in front of everybody else. As let's see, the great invisible one looks out at the world. I'll read that part again. And all the while, the person as we think about him is only a mask through which the true self, the great invisible one, looks out at the world. The person cannot be more than an instrument for the manifestation of the self. So like when you're on this third dimension, you're supposed to get information in order to, because they're gonna give you the avenues to get to your true self, to awaken your true self. Even though you might feel like that shit is wrong to be something else, but you're gonna still do it anyway. You know what I'm saying? But that's just only prolonging who you really are, because you'll be much more happier being yourself. But people get so attached to their mask that they cannot free themselves from it anymore. The true self is king or queen and master. The person is only his servant. That means the body. The body is only a servant. We're only using this body as a forklift or as a car to get to what we need to get to, like as an information or experiences to get us closer to our higher selves, who we really are. They make a king out of the servant and separate themselves from their true being. They force their higher self into exile, into the unconscious. Yeah, that's very, very true. The intellect causes this separation, and by means of concentration exercises and a purposeful effort to become conscious and unaware, the intellect can be an instrument by which we get out of this separation and back to our true self, being. Okay? I'm gonna read this last little part, and I got a little treat. In the past, you have concentrated on various things. From now on, your one and only task is to concentrate on yourself, progressing through the 3 phases of concentration until you achieve complete identification with your own true self, until you really are yourself. It is your task to reach the state of being, which can only be described in the first person as I am that I am. But watch out. It's not enough for you to think what you are, nor to feel what you are. You must be what you are in your own true inner self. That is your concentration task until your initiation. So this person was going through initiation through dreams or throughout the lifetime. This is a book that I ended up picking up a while back, and it's so crazy. Like when you saw it, even though I had it for a while, when I decided to pick it up, I just skip through different chapters sometimes. I go through different books, and I just pick a chapter, and it'll land on the beginning of the chapter, or it's actually telling me something I'm actually going through right at the moment. So that's just timing is everything. Everything happens for a reason. But the name of this book is called Initiation by Elizabeth Hayek. Okay, you can find this book through Aurora. It's a very good book. When I was reading it, so crazy though. Before I had went, to where I had went to, I had found these very very large these hawk wing feathers here, and it's so crazy. The hawk of Heru. But this is what I had got before I had left. To go on my this quick little journey I had to go to. But let me show you this. I saw this before, but I wanted to show you this. If I can catch it again. I was going through and I just ended up finding it. It wasn't an accident, of course. I'm gonna find it again though. It's gonna pop up. How it always does. There's some good information in here I found. So I haven't gone through everything yet, but the things I really have gone through. The things that I have going through, it's actually been the things I have going through. It actually has made sense at the time of. Hold on, let me pause. Okay, if you see Pharaoh, Sephron, the Pharaoh is the image of God, to whom the creative principle. The Pharaoh is the image of God, to whom the creative principle, Horus, symbolized as a falcon, whispers divine truth. One who is initiated hears its voice and obeys. As you can see behind him, it's the hawk behind him. See? Talking to him. As he says, the Pharaoh is the image of God, to whom the creative principle, Heru or Horus, it's the same name, it's just different consonants. One is a Greek name and one is a Kabbalah African name. Symbolized as a falcon, whispering. See how he's whispering in the back of his head? That's just your higher guardian angel, pretty much. It's just it. Higher self. Whispers divine truth. One who is initiated hears its voice and obeys. So like I said, the ancestors, right? When you listen to ancestors, things happen. Spiritual things happen. Okay, as you see the hawk right behind him, left foot forward, as they have like the people in the military, like in the army or whatever, or Masons, always left foot forward because that means you're leading with your heart, going with your heart, So yeah, what it means. Horus Falcon with Pharaoh. The initiate manifests the higher self through his person and thus free in his spirit like the divine falcon, Horus.